Welcome back. And now we are ready to discuss our HTTP, different HTTP protocol. Here, if HTTP is your hypertext transfer protocol. Question is here, why this protocol? Protocols means rule. Protocols means rule, a fixed rule you have to do the task. Here, why this rule? So it is saying if you want to communicate over the browser, then without HTTP protocol, it is not possible to communicate over the browser. Through the browser, you will not be able to send any request to server. So if you want to send any request to server via the browser, then you will use HTTP protocol. However, most of you are aware, if you want to send a request via the console, then you are using TCP IP protocol or UDP protocol. Here, your both protocol will be included, means TCP IP protocol, because that is a basic protocol to establish communication. But now you want to establish communication via the web, so you have to use HTTP protocol. So now you are using two protocol. One is the TCP IP protocol and second one is your HTTP protocol. Here, this protocol with the lightest and speed necessary for distributed collaborative hypermedia information system. It will create your alt text as a hyper and those text it is transferring to a server. It is a generic, stateless, object-oriented protocol which can be used for many tasks such as name server and distributed object management system through extension of its request method. I will discuss HTTP in little detail. Here, HTTP is responsible to transfer your request to server. If HTTP will not be available, then you will not be able to transfer request to server via the web. Here, and via the HTTP only, you are taking server's returning response back to you. By default, HTTP is using one port number called 80. 80 is the port number for HTTP. Here you can see the basic of your HTTP means if request is going, then how your request is going to server. So first part if you will see in blue line, that is a get. So your browser can send request to server either using the get method or the post method. Then first one is method name. What these methods will do, what are the difference, will explain. This time my focus is protocol. Second part is the URL, that is a welcome project and slash home.html. And third one is HTTP protocol with version. So here I have given the detail of the first token is the name of the method, second is the URL, and third one is your HTTP protocol. So whenever you will send your request, it will come like this. When server will return response, the response look like this. First, using which protocol it is returning response, what are the response status code, that response is successful or not, and after that what are the description of the response. So if you will see in request and response both, without HTML you are not going to, without HTTP you are not going to send your request, and without HTTP you are not able to take your response. So hope you all are able to understand this HTTP. However, when I will take this HTTP protocol in detail, so one point should be in your mind. Their browser is using two methods. One is the get method, second one is the post method. Get method is unsecure method, post method is secure method. Inside the get method, whatever parameter you will write, like your username, password in Facebook, if you write, then username and password will appear with the URL. However, if you will use the post method, this username and password will not appear with URL. It will be hidden. So you can say get method is unsecure, however, post method is secure. Get method will be able to pass only limited data. However, with post method, you can pass unlimited data. So these are the basic difference between the get method and post method. Hope you all are able to understand up to this stage. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome back. And now we are ready to discuss servlet in detail. Because in last video you have seen how to use HTTP protocol. Now servlet in detail. For entire servlet, our focus will be on two important packages. One package name is javax.servlet and second package name is javax.servlet.http. So if anyone asks you to create servlet application, so there you have to use these two packages. If I try to give the detail of these two packages, so here inside javax.servlet, if you will see in my screen, there you have one servlet interface. You have one servlet request interface. You have servlet response interface. You have servlet config, servlet context, and one class is there, generic servlet. However, if you will take the HTTP package, so there you have HTTP servlet request, you have HTTP servlet response, and HTTP servlet. These three are derived. HTTP servlet is derived from generic servlet. HTTP servlet response is derived from servlet response. HTTP servlet request is derived from servlet request. So this is one hierarchy of your servlet. If we'll go to the next, and here if you will see, if anyone asks you to start to create a servlet, then by default whenever you will create your servlet, so by default the servlet interface will come into picture. Without the servlet interface you will not be able to create any servlet. However, you have not to use servlet interface, it automatically will come there. In the same way, if anyone will talk about servlet context, means they are talking about container, servlet container. If anyone will talk about a servlet config, means they are talking about the local configuration of particular servlet, individual servlet. If anyone are talking about a generic servlet, means you can take your request using any protocol. But if your request is coming through HTTP protocol, then you have to use only HTTP servlet. In the same way here, if you will see your request response cycle, so there you have a servlet request on the javax.servlet package. This is the parent of your HTTP servlet request. In the same way, HTTP servlet response is child of servlet response. So to start servlet, these are only the 8 points what you are saying. In entire servlet, only these 8 points will move. Only 8 points are there inside the servlet. Might be I know this time I am taking theoretically, so you are feeling, oh, what are the purpose of these all, how to use this. So might be you are not getting any clear idea, any clear picture. Don't worry. Might be after this session, I will show you practically how these all things you will implement in your application. Now see, so hope all the servlet request, purpose of servlet request, using the servlet request here, you will take request from the user, means your user ID and password in Facebook. If you will send to servlet, servlet will take your user ID and password using this servlet request. Here you can see I have given here the detail object is used to supply client request information to a servlet. It is created by a servlet container and then pass argument to servlet service method. Don't worry, you only feel, means this one servlet request will take, it is responsible to take your request. And servlet response is responsible to return response to you. So this servlet response or HTTP servlet response is responsible to give response to you. Now, yes, we are fully ready to start with our application. So in that application, if anyone asks you to create application, then first you have to create your web project. Means web container project first you have to create. And if anyone asks you to create a web project, then here this will be, I want to show you, this will be one hierarchy. Means you have to create this type of directory structure. One is your root directory, that is your project name. Inside the project you can paste your all the HTML code. There will be one web.inf folder in capital letter. Inside that you have web.xml file. This web.xml file is your main deployment descriptor file. This file will inform to server how this project server will deploy in real production. There are a classes folder. Inside that, your all the servlet program will be inside the classes folder. And there are the lib folder. If you are going to use any external jar file, external Java code, you will keep inside the lib file. So this is one basic structure of your web application. Means if anyone asks you to start with the project, so this folder structure you have to create. Don't worry, if you will use any IDE, either you will use JCreator or you will use this one Eclipse, or you will use NetBeans. So they automatically will create this type of project structure. You have not to worry, but you should know which file where you have to keep. If you are going to create HTML file, then where you will keep your HTML file. If you are going to use servlet file, then where you will keep the servlet file. So at this point should be in your mind. So don't worry, when I will go practically, I will show you here. It is showing the different deployment descriptor file and different many things are there. I will come to these all points after one practical part. First, I want to show you one small demo, and based on the demo, I will come to this point, and then you will be able to understand, okay, what is the purpose of deployment descriptor, how it is going to happen. So in next video, you will see how to start the demo part. So hope up to this stage you are comfortable. Thank you very much. Thank you.